We're live? What? Are we
No,
live?
on my phone. Hello.
Hello.
It's been a long time. Sorry, I look like it. Okay, so we are back. We came on here as per my post, I think week and a half ago. I promised my patrons that we're gonna come back and do the chats. And me and Joey, we had issues. We did record a video, we didn't like it, and we wanted your advice on or inspiration on what to do. One of the things that Joe and I did, we asked people on Instagram. I think you did it on your community too, and here on
Hmm.
Patreon, to answer a question. When intuition told you to leave the situation and now you realize why. So we wanted to kind of tell people stories anonymously, and I think it's interesting to hear. I got like four or three replies, and some people were really straight to the point, and I felt like we needed details to tell the story, for it to be more colorful or more impactful.
Hmm.
And we're just back to ground zero, thinking what to do. I'm gonna read the stories that people shared
Yeah,
with.
well, I got a question though, so I forgot that that's what we were doing. So I got a question from um someone on the community, but we
Mm.
maybe might do that another day. But yeah, I got one email from a lady. She didn't really understand what I was asking. She asked other things. So yeah, I got nobody for the stories, but I'm really interested in hearing what you have though.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read it out. Me and Joey were just kind of trying to settle for what we want to do. So any ideas are welcome.
Hmm.
So one person said, reminding you the topic when intuition told you to leave the situation and now you realize why. I'm glad I listened to my gut. My intuition told me to leave my corporate job on 8/8 back in June. I followed the strong gut feeling I had, and it only felt right. I began my own spiritual healing business, and almost exactly a month later, in September, found out I was pregnant. Have had really bad nausea, fatigue, and sickness, and needed the freedom to be still and nurture myself with no high demands of the corporate world. The universe was preparing me to bear my child fully and surrender to the feminine energy. But doom. Love how she listened to her gut.
I love that though, that there's like Ten of Pentacles, but in the other way, like a complete turnaround. I love that story. Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, second one. I didn't listen to my gut, but this time I learned the reason and I just quit my job today. Hopefully, I can find and get a new job soon. After I told my boss I quit, my body felt weird. My breath is more lighter, just like vapor. I don't know how to explain it. So, your body always speaks to you. So, I think she's gonna be much better off.
That is actually weird. I've noticed now people were leaving their jobs, and now me and Brigitte are noticing that people are now having things happen with their health or
For the
relationship
body.
stuff. I'm
Yeah.
noticing so many marriages and romantic relationships going through real big tests at the minute. So it's like that was the shift I noticed before was the career, leaving a career. Now it seems like people are leaving relationships or having things happen within the relationship.
For the past 3 weeks, the what's happening body wise, you're being shown your weaknesses or your body is showing you what to do. For example, you, I don't know, injure your leg, stop and process life, or something has
Hmm.
to be reorganized because you cannot move around, you cannot distract yourself, you have to face yourself. So it's important to pay attention to that. Let me see, there was one more, I think. So this girl said, hello to her if she's here. My intuition years ago told me to leave my ex. I needed extra confirmation, though, so I asked for more signs. Right at that moment, an owl almost hit my ex's front window of his car. Imagine that. It was at my direction. Anyways, after that, as I talked to my childhood friend about him, since we all are family friends, we put pieces together and realized how much more lies he was hiding and how toxic he is and his twin brother were. And she goes, I have another story to share. I love that. Um, this one is a brief one though. Back in China, when I was 8, I bumped into a man that was cycling his carriage. As I walked further, my intuition told me to look behind, and we held eye contact. At that moment, I told myself to run, and turns out he did have the intention to chase me. I ran to a shop at a market where I often at window shopped at, and the dude was waiting for me for a while. Damn. I'm glad
My
she's safe.
God,
She
that
was safe.
actually that actually brought me back to a time whenever I was younger. Like this was college days, and it was actually Halloween. I don't know if I've ever shared this story. It was a really bad night. So I was drinking, and first thing was I knew that I probably shouldn't drink on that night. Because just the people that I was going to be around, I was like, this doesn't feel like it's going to be a really good night. Feels like something's going to happen. Um, Turned out that they basically had us with this group of people, and my drink got spiked. But I don't know back then what the spiking was. It was like something that didn't last very long. It just made me really droopy and sloppy and whatever. And then it just kind of wore off really quickly after, well, I say it did, but I don't know. But that my intuition was like the whole time, just don't go to this with these people, don't get involved with them. Um, and there's like a double take on this because it happened again. It's like the biggest lesson. So after that, I was sitting outside, but I was locked outside my house because I didn't have keys, and I was dressed up. I forget what I was wearing actually. This was like probably like 10 years ago now. No, I will actually 29. So it was about 19. Yeah, so it was. But I can't remember what I was wearing. But I remember the guy that came up to me was wearing like a Spider-Man thing, and then there was a couple that came as well, and I think it was funny because he was wearing a Batman thing. So basically, my intuition told me don't go to the top of that street, but for some reason I went. I was like, I shouldn't keep going. I shouldn't keep going, and I went up, and because I was drinking, I was like, I'm gonna go this way. Like it looks dodge, but I'm gonna keep going, and I went that way anyway. Spider-Man came and attacked me. Tried to took my money, but tried to get my phone. My phone smashed. Then I was like had to kick him off or whatever. And then this couple, Batman, came to the rescue. Did I ever tell you the story?
I don't think you did. No.
It was such a stupidest night ever. But like I feel like I get these messages all like these gut feelings all the time, and I ignore them a lot of the time.
A lot
And
of people
then
do.
and then shit happens, and I'm like,
Do you remember how, okay, so me and Joe, we used to live together and we were we were not the re-renters, but our landlord was re-renting the flat. So basically, the money that we were giving her, she had to pay to someone else. And one day I came after work, I came back home after work, and I'm with 2 bags of groceries and I'm super tired. And my attention is being drawn to the post box. And I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Bear in mind, any post that I got, I put it in like in a box, anything that was hers, and we never really opened it. But that day, I had these 2 bags literally on my wrist, looking at that envelope, and I'm like, I gotta open this letter. And I must open this letter. I didn't even wait until I opened the door to the flat. It was like, I think first floor, Joe, was it first floor or
yeah,
second?
no, it's first floor because 11 was
First
the
floor,
number.
yeah,
Yeah.
11. So
Yeah. More karma.
So I don't even get to the door. I'm opening, ripping that letter, and I looked at it, and that was an eviction notice. So what we found out that day, thank fuck listening to my gut, is that we are being evicted because this woman that we're sending money to, she never paid that money to someone that she had to pay that money.
You forgot about one thing though. Remember December? So whenever we were, it was Christmas coming around up to Christmas or something, and we were like, sitting drinking wine, doing tarot, and we pulled tarot for, I don't know why we were pulling tarot for moving, and it
Yeah.
said March, you gotta get out before March, and we were like, I think there was a tower card there. There was a lot of like,
Yeah.
I remember we were like, cheers, taking it as like it was this big
Let's see.
joke.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we don't think that we're gonna move out that fast because we thought we're gonna stay there for much longer. It wasn't even the year after
Yeah.
we pulled card. Literally, it said March. We had to get out of the beginning of March.
I just remember the two of us like looking at each other when we were getting the tarot card and stuff, and we're like, it's so funny.
Let's see what the future holds.
Oh, it was like that was if I ever can explain the tarot card to people, that is it because it's like you cannot control this. It's the one time.
No, no, that was
It's the
a mess.
one. It's the one time where I just remember like we've we seen it there, but we forgot about it. But then it really registered back when everything was happening in real time. It was like, do you remember December when we pulled those cards? Oh my God.
That was fun. So don't think
Mhm.
every topics that we talk about YouTube is ready for. It they might ban it, they may do what you know how YouTube is. And
Yeah.
this is unfiltered chats that we're gonna be having. So we might talk about sensitive topics, we might use words that YouTube does not like. So I think maybe we're gonna post this on YouTube to get more maybe suggestions. But whoever wants the unfiltered stuff, go to background platforms if something will be really beneficial for majority of the tribe and it's not gonna be too, I don't know, sassy or too sensitive, we might post it on YouTube.
I talked about my community. I'm gonna probably put it there. But I wanted something more private, anyway. Because otherwise it's like such a waste. I'm just letting it sit there and I'm not really doing anything with it. So this is a good start. So I agree. Yeah, well, actually, I think it would be a good idea to maybe share stories and stuff like as an intro, and then the deeper stuff, like the actual questions that people have that are kind of more sensitive, we could leave that for the uncensored.
Okay, so thanks for watching this. We didn't want to keep this for too long. We just wanted to say hi and what's going on. And drop your suggestions below. Is it a story time that you want to see? Is it, I don't know, questions that you have or anything you want to share?
Or if anybody has like any idea, like I see a lot of people having like little segments.
Mm-hmm.
So there's loads that I have in my head that I find funny. Like I'm gonna give a really generic, silly one. Like, would you rather and having like something? Would you rather a twin flame or whatever anybody wants.
Yeah, would you rather twin flame or karmic?
Same
It's the
thing,
same
isn't
thing.
it?
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye. Bye, YouTube.